Hi people, it's me again, Bob. I just out here for my walk. It's just an incredible day. It's a little windy, a little cold, but it's warmer than it's been. I gotta thank you. Um, and I'm very blessed. I go do my work and then chores, and I just want you to see. I'm out on a roughly a 3 mile walk the other day. When I videotaped, I was on a 5 mile walk, but this is kind of what I'm walking on. It's beautiful, and this is all cattle country. Uh, I'm in the heart of Appomattox. These are all battlefields that I'm walking on. They can't be developed, so they're cattle and farming. Um, I feel very blessed to be here. I mean, a lot of people gave their lives on this spot in the war between the North and South. And Appomattox, if you know your history, this is where the peace treaty between the North and South were signed. That's roughly, I want to say, 2 miles by the crow flies away from where I'm at now, at most. And it's hallowed ground in more than one way. God provides this for me to walk on, and it's beautiful. But I, I've had heart surgery and trying to lose weight and being fairly successful. I started out at 235 or a little bit more then. Right now, I weighed myself this morning. I weighed 190. I don't know where my goal is to get down to. I'm gonna go by how I feel, and I still have more weight to lose, probably another 10 pounds at least. Hopefully between 5 and 10 pounds. But if we have to go to the 15, we'll go to the 15. It's by diet. I get chia pudding in the morning, and we have a decent lunch, pretty much whatever my wife and I want to eat. And after that, we do a salad. We go to, not to endorse anybody, but you go to your local grocery store. Ours is Walmart. Being where I'm at, it's a half hour to go to town, and there's a Walmart in our little town here. It's the only grocery store to go to, and we take and go to Walmart and get their bagged salads where they're already prepared. You mix them, and we do one of those for dinner. And that's how we've been doing it. We try to eat fairly early. We might have a small snack before we go to bed. And the weight's just coming off me. I lose a couple pounds a week. I'm pretty good with that. And sometimes, we go out to the Italian restaurant, and on Sunday they have a killer buffet, just incredible. And we'll take and eat there, and won't lose any weight for that week for the most part. But it's enjoyable, and it's a splurge. Once in a while you can do that. Nobody tells you. And don't consider it a diet. It's a lifestyle change. I was sick and tired of who I was. I was tired of being overweight. I was tired of being lazy, lethargic, sitting around the house, not doing anything, playing video games. Uh, Call of Duty, World of Tanks. Hey, let's go. But I learned a lot from that stuff. I mean, Call of Duty, oh my gosh, that's through the roof. Your temper flies, your adrenaline's stoked. It's incredible. And I listen to some people that have done studies on this, and these are scientists, and they've spent a lot of money on this, and they're telling you that your brain is overstimulated when you're playing these video games, and that it's really literally the worst thing you can do for yourself. They did a study where they offered kids $100. They put a buzzer and a light next to their TV screen. When that light and buzzer went off, all the kid had to do was stop, log on, and he would receive $100 every time he did this. They didn't pay out a penny because a kid and adults could not stop what they were doing to receive that $100 pause. And this is, I can see where you're so focused. You don't even, you're killing people. You're having a good time. And this is where our society is. And, people are afraid to walk outside anymore. And it's like, you have to go outside, do anything, get out, absorb some sunlight. I know I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. We had Presque Isle, had a lot of farmland to walk on, a lot of, there was a lot of places to go walk there. And down here in Appomattox, I'm blessed to have, I can walk out my back door and walk for miles on hundreds of acres. Like I said, this is a cow farm. Again, I'm trusty dog here. Axel, hey buddy, good boy. And he's a herding dog, and I've actually had a couple run-ins with cows where one of them was a bull. He charged me, and he was meaning business. I was in his pasture, and he didn't like it. And Axel come in and stepped between us and just said, "No, you don't." And he just did what he naturally knows how to do naturally. And that bull I've walked right by him probably 20 yards. I keep Axel with me, but he doesn't even look at me anymore. He's like, "Okay, you're fine. Go ahead." If you're in an area that you feel you have to carry a gun and you have the right to carry it, you have the Second Amendment. I'm not telling you not to go get your permit to carry concealed, but you know what? I'm a firm believer that the Second Amendment covers concealed carry. I think more Americans need to start feeling this way. We've got criminals that have been flooding into our country through the southern border, and it's no shit anymore. These people don't have the same values we have. But protect yourself, be safe, but go outside. It's what our body needs. Being trapped inside. As a kid, I got to grow up outside, go down to the creek every day. Take a brick and put a board on it and jump my bike over it and try to give myself head injury. I might have. But, I was allowed to be a kid. And kids aren't allowed to be kids anymore. They're trapped in video games, and they want you to be there. They want you to be brain dead. They want you not to understand what stimulation through interaction with other people. I mean, growing up, I got to hang out and we used to go cruise the dock, park, and just sit and talk and be with my friends. And anymore everybody buys something, and back then we had to build it. We had to build things. There was no give me's. There was no we took pride in what we did. We had fun, and we enjoyed learning, and sometimes we learned the hard way. It's amazing that people have come to where they're at now. I mean, I see these jokes, between the parent of the 60s and 70s and 80s and these different generations, and how back then it was, get the switch. I'm gonna back in the 60s and 70s, get the switch. Hey, I got hit a couple times. I deserved it. They didn't hurt me, hurt my pride, hurt my feelings. But to get a smack on the butt, and now everybody wants to be coddled. And I was just reading an article. They're saying that it's okay for Navy people to put their hands in their pockets, and it's like, being a Marine, I hope the Marine Corps doesn't go that route, because you know what, it looks like shit. Makes your pants look terrible. It stretches them, and it was in the Marine Corps. It's when you see that Marine, he's dressed to a T. His uniform is square, and I don't believe in some of the hazing that used to go on. I'm a shellback, so I crossed the equator on ship. That's what that is, and I went through the hazing for that. It was an incredible day, let me tell you that much. And I received my blood stripes, and you know, every time you get a promotion, there's hazing involved in it, and I never had a problem with most of it. None of it, because you know they didn't target one person. They didn't try to make anybody. Uh, they didn't try to hurt anybody. It just they made it suck a little bit because it sucked for them too. Um, Everybody wants this simple, happy, give me life, and you know that's not where we're at. That's not where I don't believe God planned that for us to begin with. Um, be be kind to people, love people, and you know hopefully they'll love you back. Not always. You know, it's. I read something the other day. How did it go? People who do things because they love people expect other people to be that way, and they get disappointed. And it's true. A lot of people are in it just for themselves. They have no respect for anybody else. They think somebody owes them something. It's good to see though that you know it seems like that the color walls are starting to come down. The black and white. I mean, this is a government that's pushing us to be separated. It's not the people. The people don't want separation. I don't care if you're white, black, red, yellow. In the Marine Corps, we were taught everybody was green, different shades of green, but everybody was green. And you didn't treat anybody different. You treated them with respect. And that's how I try to be now. I have to say, I grew up. There was only three black families in my school district. You know, I didn't know what racism was. I didn't know what racism was until I got out of the Marine Corps, really, and then I got to experience it, and it was kind of a rude awakening. And it's just ignorance. It's ignorance, and it's control that our government has put over top of us to make, if they can keep us divided, because our government does not want us united. They really don't. And as long as they can create division, whether it be gender division, religious, color, they want to keep us divided. This nation is not what it used to be because we've allowed it to go away. And as Americans, it's kind of our job. We have to stand up. The Second Amendment, you know, Congress says, well, it's about, you know, no hunter needs to have an AR rifle. Well, you know what? Our Constitution was written by men that had just come out of war against the greatest power in the world, and we won. And we're given that Second Amendment right so that we can do it again. It doesn't matter if it's foreign or domestic. It's you band together, you become brothers. Doesn't matter if you're black, white. It doesn't matter religious beliefs. It believes what it is you have to stand the ground for humankind because we're supposed to love each other, not be in judgment of each other. You know what? It's easy to point the finger at somebody else. Look in the mirror once in a while and see who you are, and just believe that if you get better, they'll get better. I mean, this is a journey for us as an individual, and you know that's why I'm out here doing this. I'm out here trying to improve myself, and I'm gonna take you on hikes up Sharp Top, Humpback Ridge. I'm gifted to be just a short distance from the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I like to hike. I had heart surgery, and 9 days after my heart surgery, I hiked Humpback Rock, and it's not for, it's not extreme, and you know, there's plenty of places to stop, and I took my time. But it was just like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is, I believe I've got a lot to do here on this planet. Um, God has saved me, literally, saved my life in many instances where I should have died. I ride motorcycle. I've had horrific crashes and walked away from them. I've, again, with age comes wisdom, and I try to make smarter decisions now. Some of them are out of my control. Riding a motorcycle, maybe it's not the wisest decision, but I've been doing it since I was 7 years old. I try to teach people, how to be safe on a motorcycle, and I strongly advise, if you're over 40 years old, maybe taking up motorcycle riding is not the best thing for you, because it's not if you're going to crash, it's when you're going to crash and how you're going to crash. Some of the accidents I survived because I've been riding since I was 7 years old. Uh, I experienced road rage and ended up getting hit by a SUV on a Honda Goldwing. I was on a 2003 Honda Goldwing, and I believe it was a Suburban, hit me from the side, and I went down, and I rode it, and I jumped off just as the bike hit the curb, and I pushed myself off of it, and the bike hit a tree and pretty much broke into two pieces. And I wasn't wearing a helmet. There's no helmet law in the state of Pennsylvania. Uh, but I walked away from it, and it's God was looking out for me, and also, it's years and years of riding experience, and you got those people out there that just gonna hate you because you're on two wheels. There's people out there who are gonna hate you because you're white or because you're black, or it doesn't matter. This world's full of hate, and it's we need to stop hating people. We need to look at ourselves and say, this is just, if I need to hate somebody, I need to look at our government. I need to look at these people who are raping us and taking our money. Uh, you know, People blame, it's the older white. It's not the older white. It's certain politicians. It's certain people that have become corrupt. I mean, you can't tell me that these politicians go into office with maybe $100,000 in the bank, being their interest, and when they come out, they're millionaires and billionaires. They're taking payments. They're taking, they're demolishing the American people. They're stealing from us for their agenda, and we need to wake up. I honestly, I'd say arm yourself, be prepared, be safe, because this government is going to try to turn they're trying to get rid of the police force. If they can get rid of the police force, that means they're going to move the military in to take over. Uh, and they've the three people that are in charge of the police forces in our federal government are three people that have the biggest agendas of getting rid of the police force, and they're the ones supposed to make sure our police forces have the supplies and equipment they need. Well, they don't want to do that. They want to get rid of the police force. Policemen aren't bad. There's a few, yeah, but they're just out there trying to do a job, and they want to go home to their kids and families too. Cut people breaks. Live in love, and when you get mad about a situation, look inside yourself and say, why am I feeling this way, really? I mean, because a lot of times the anger comes up. There's a driving force behind it, and that person in front of you probably didn't cause that hatred or that anger or that issue. Learn to live in love. Don't judge people. Be honest. Help people where you can. You see somebody old walking across the street, help them. If you see somebody that's suffering, help them. I, I'll see you in a couple days. Probably I'll be out walking every day, but trying to do this 2, 3 times a week, create a video and post it. And I never know what I'm gonna say, or I just put it on here, and I want to share with you people that we make the difference. We are the difference. Get out, get healthy, uh, and healthy is kind of in your standards. Don't listen to what they tell you. Get out and just become active, do something. Um, Change your eating habits a little bit. Don't diet. Diet's a negative word. Negative words need to be taken out of our language. Um, and maybe I'll do a video on the negative languages that we use and negative words. And it's amazing what they are. It's amazing. But's one. If you say but, everything that was before that you've negated. I'm a good person. I'm trying to do this, but no, I haven't done this yet. Tomorrow is going to be a different day. Peace, love, and joy, and I'll see you again soon.